Hello students, welcome once again. Today I am going to discuss chapter number 15 from your model studies. The name of the chapter is Prophet Muhammad part 2. Okay, the name of the chapter is Prophet Muhammad part 2. Okay, so from this chapter you are going to learn, you are going to know about the problems, about the cruelties which the Prophet which the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companion faced right after accepting Islam. Okay, so if it is, we have learned in previous chapter about the work of, about the teaching of, about the preaching of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So when Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam started to preach Islam, nobody turned against him, nobody took him as his or as their enemy. So when he began to condemn the Quraysh, when he began to condemn the worship of idols, to abandon the worship of idols, the Quraysh became very angry, and they decided to talk to Abu Talib. So here we used to get two terms, that is Quraysh and Abu Talib. So who were the Quraysh? The Quraysh were the guardians of the Kaaba, who look after each and every matter of the Kaaba, and Abu Talib was the uncle of whom? Uncle of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, under whose care Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was born and brought up. Okay, so we have come to know when the Quraysh became angry about the teaching and the preaching of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they decided to talk to Abu Talib. They decided to talk to Abu Talib, who was the uncle of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, so after talking to Abu Talib, the Quraysh did not get any kind of result. Rather, he put Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam under his protection. He kept Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam under his protection, as was the practice of that time. That means nobody, how long Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam will be under the protection of Abu Talib, nobody would dare to harm him, as Abu Talib was one of the leading men of Makkah during that time. Okay, so when the Quraysh were unable to stop the work of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when they didn't get any kind of result after talking to Abu Talib about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam teaching and preaching, so now they decided to torture the Muslim, torture the weakest one, it is very easy to suppress the weak. That is why they decided to torture the Muslims, torture the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam followers who are weak. Okay, so now see the next paragraph, we are going to learn about the Quraysh ill treat the Muslim. Okay, the Quraysh ill treat the Muslim. Okay, now the next para we'll learn, as they are talking to Abu Talib had achieved nothing, so now they decided to torture the weakest one. Okay, so that is why the Quraysh began to stir up people. They decided to wave up people, they decided to toss up people against Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his follower. So each tribe tortured the Muslim, in a bitter way. Each tribe tortured the Muslim bitterly. They imprisoned them, they tortured them with hunger, thirst, and they beat them severely and asked them to give up their new faith. Sometimes they used to make them lie down on their back on the sun-baked sand of Makkah and ask them to give up their new faith. So, but the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam follower, okay, endured everything with great patience in order to make Almighty Allah happy. Okay, so the next para we are going to learn about Umayyah tortures Bilal. Umayyah tortures So, who was Umayyah? So, Umayyah ibn Khalaf. Umayyah was one of the leading men of Makkah during that time, and Bilal was the slave of Umayyah ibn Khalaf. So, when Bilal was a faithful Muslim and one of the Bilal was the slave of Umayyah ibn Khalaf. So when Umayyah came to know that Bilal entered Islam, he became very angry. When Umayyah came to know that Bilal entered Islam, he became very angry. He used to take him out at noon. He used to throw him on his back on the hot sand of Makkah, and he used to place a big stone on his chest and ask him to give up his new faith. But as Bilal was a firm believer, he was a faithful Muslim, so every time he used to say Ahad, which means Allah is one, Allah is one, Allah is one. Okay, so that means what? Bilal endured the torture of Umayyah ibn Khalaf with great patience. Once Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Now who was Abu Bakr Siddiq? So Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu was a wealthy merchant and one of the friend of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So once Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu saw Bilal under torture, so his heart was moved to pity. So he really felt sad for whom? He felt sad for Hazrat Bilal radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. So he brought Bilal, as he was a wealthy merchant, so he bought Bilal and set him free. So that was the reward of Hazrat Bilal radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, which that was the reward of Hazrat Bilal radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. From the side of whom? From the side of Allah. So earlier he was a slave. So before accepting Islam, Bilal radiyallahu ta'ala anhu was a slave. So after accepting Islam, he has become a free man. Okay. So next we are going to learn about Yasir. Next we are going to learn Yasir, Sumayya and their son Ammar. Okay, so who are Yasir, Sumayya and Ammar? So Yasir and Sumayya are the parents of whom? Hazrat Ammar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, and they all are the companion of whom? They all are the follower of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So in the previous paragraph, we have learned that Umayyah used to torture Bilal. And finally Hazrat Bilal radiyallahu ta'ala anhu was set free by whom? Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. And in the battle of Badr, Umayyah, in the battle of Badr, Umayyah was killed by, and at last in the battle of Badr, Umayyah was killed by whom? Hazrat Bilal radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Okay, so here we are going to learn about the tortures which was given by Abu Jahl to Yasir, Sumayya and their son Ammar. So Abu Jahl was one of the leader. Abu Jahl was also one of the leader and one of the greatest enemy of Islam. Okay, so what he used to do? He used to take Ammar, Sumayya and their son. He used to take Yasir, Sumayya and their son Ammar under the heat of the day, and he used to torture them cruelly, but they refused to abandon Islam. They all endured the torture of Abu Jahl with great patience, and finally Yasir and Sumayya died under the suffering which Abu Jahl gave to them. So Sumayya was the first woman. Sumayya was the first martyr of Islam. He was the first woman to die in the way of Allah. Okay. So next para we are going to learn about Khabbab bin al-Arad. Okay. So who was Khabbab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu? So Hazrat Khabbab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu was also one of the companion of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So in this para, Hazrat Khabbab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu says about the suffering which was given to him by the side of by the Quraysh. Okay, so as he was one of the companion of our Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Quraysh used to made him lie on the burning sand of Makkah at noon time. Okay, so Khabbab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu says that once he was dragged, once he was lugged by the men of Quraysh and threw him into the flames. So one of the men placed his leg on his chest and pressed it hard, and finally burning coal stuck on his back. So once Hazrat Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu had seen the back of Hazrat Khabbab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, so he was very much shocked after he had seen the back of Hazrat Khabbab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, and says, I have never seen such a back of anyone else, okay, like yours. So on that point, Khabbab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu says, these are the mark of the suffering which the Quraysh gave to him. Okay, so this is all about Khabbab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Now we are going to learn about Walid bin Mughira, Usman ibn Mazun and Labid. So here Walid bin Mughira, here we are going to learn. So next para is, I desire not the protection of any but Allah. Last one is, I desire not the protection of any but. The last one is, I desire not the protection of any but Allah. So here you will find the name of three persons. The first one is Walid bin Mughira. So who was Walid bin Mughira? So Walid bin Mughira fought with the Quraysh against Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So later on he became Muslim. Okay, And Usman ibn Mazun was one of the companion, one of the follower of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Labid was a poet during the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Walid bin Mughira took Usman ibn Mazun under his protection, as it was the practice of that time. What does it mean? It means how long Usman ibn Mazun will remain under the protection of Walid bin Mughira, nobody would dare to harm Usman. Okay, so that was the practice, that was the tradition of that time. That means the people who had the power, they used to take other people's under their protection. They used to take their cousins, they used to take their nephew under their protection in order to save themselves from the tyranny of others. Okay, so Walid took Usman under his protection. So when Usman saw his Muslim brothers are being ill-treated, when Usman saw his brothers are being ill-treated while he remained safe, he went to Walid. He went to Walid and gave up his protection. Okay, so because when he find that his Muslims brother are being ill-treated everywhere, so his heart moved to people. Why should I remain under the protection of someone when my neighbors, when my friends, when my brothers are being ill-treated everywhere? So that is why he decided to give up the protection of Walid. Okay, so he went to Walid and gave up his protection. So at that moment, Walid said, "My nephew." Who said my nephew? Said Walid. Walid said, "My nephew, has any of my people hurt you?" Walid says, so Usman says, "No one has harmed me, but I would have protection of Allah, and I desire not the protection of any but Him." That means what? I would like to remain under the protection of Allah, who is much more stronger and powerful than you, who is well known about everything. Okay, so that is why I have come here to give up your protection. I do not want to be anymore under the protection of yours, because the protection of Allah is enough. The protection of Allah is enough for me. Okay, now see, Uthman gave his promise back. That means from now on he is not under the protection of Walid bin Mughira. Okay, after some days, the poet Labid, who was singing to Quraysh his poem, that means he was listening his poem. After some days, the poet Labid was reciting his poem to the Quraysh. So while he was reciting, many people gathered around him. Uthman tried to interrupt. Uthman tried to stop Labid. So one of the gathering rose and hit Usman over his eyes. So in that gathering, Walid was also present. When Uthman hurt his eyes, Walid says, your eyes would not have harmed if you were in my protection. Okay, so after that, Uthman says, I am ready to sacrifice my other eye for the sake of Almighty Allah. So it is better to remain under the protection of Allah than anyone else who is much more. Then it is better to remain under the protection of Allah, who is much more stronger and much more powerful than you. Again, Walid says, come, son of my brother, I am ready to take you under my protection. Again Uthman denied. Okay, so from this we have come to know that the Muslims suffers. Okay, the Muslims suffer a lot. The Muslim endured all the tortures which are given to them by the side of the non-Muslims, by the Quraysh, but they were not ready to give up their faith. So that means what? They were ready to sacrifice their whole life. They are ready to sacrifice their everything for the sake of Allah. They feared nothing. Okay. So this is the end of this chapter. If you have any problem regarding the chapter, you may call me at night from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Thank you.